Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Code Your English. I am really happy that you are here with me today. Thank you for taking the time to listen, to learn, and to grow. I hope you are sitting comfortably, maybe with a cup of tea or a glass of water, and you are ready to enjoy this episode. This podcast is a place where we learn English together, step by step, in a simple and friendly way. It is also a place where we talk about ideas that can help us in life, so your mind grows while your English grows too. The goal of this podcast is to help you understand English better and to help you speak with more confidence. I try to use simple words and clear sentences so you can follow easily, even if you are still learning. When you listen, you are training your ears. When you repeat, you are training your mouth. And when you think about the ideas we discuss, you are training your mind. This is why listening to a podcast is such a powerful way to improve your English. Today, we are going to talk about a very meaningful idea. Let your results speak. Maybe you have heard this phrase before. It means that instead of talking a lot about what you want to do, it is better to show your efforts through your actions. Your actions can show more than your words. Your results can show your hard work, your progress, and your true dedication. This topic is important because many people talk about their goals, but not everyone works quietly and consistently to achieve them. Sometimes we say, I will do this, or I will change that, but we don't follow the plan. And sometimes, when we talk too much about something, we lose energy or motivation. But when we focus on action and let our results speak, people notice our growth without us trying to impress anyone. This creates trust, confidence, and real progress. In today's episode, you will learn what this idea really means, why it matters in life, and how you can use it in your own journey, especially in your English learning. You will hear examples, simple tips, and friendly advice to help you stay focused on your actions. By the end of this episode, I hope you will feel inspired, motivated, and ready to let your results speak for you. What does "let your results speak" mean? When we say, "let your results speak," we mean something very simple. Stop talking too much about what you want to do, and start showing it through your actions. It means that instead of telling everyone your big plans, your dreams, or your abilities, you focus your energy on doing the things that will bring real progress. Your results, even small ones, are the true proof of your effort. They speak louder than any words you can say. Many people talk a lot about their goals or their skills because talking feels easy. When we speak about our plans, we feel excited. We feel motivated. We imagine the future, and that feels good. But that feeling is only temporary. Talking gives us a quick sense of achievement even when we haven't done anything yet. That is why some people talk more than they act. They say, I will start tomorrow, or I will work hard next week. But the action never begins. The problem is that words alone cannot create progress. Only action can do that. Actions are much more powerful than words because actions show your true commitment. Words are ideas, but actions are proof. When you take action, people can see your effort. They can see your discipline and your dedication. When you say nothing but work quietly, your results grow slowly, and people begin to notice without you needing to explain anything. This gives more impact, more respect, and more trust. Letting results speak means showing your effort through what you do every day, not through promises. For example, If you want to learn English, you don't need to tell everyone, "I will become fluent." Instead, you can show your effort by listening to podcasts, reading simple articles, practicing speaking, or writing a little bit every day. With time, your improvement will speak for you. People will notice that your English is getting better, and you didn't need to say anything. There is a big difference between talking and taking action. Talking feels comfortable. It doesn't require energy or discipline. But taking action means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the work when no one is watching. It means being patient with the process. Talking is short-term excitement. Action is long-term progress. When you take action, even small, consistent action, you move forward step by step. This is where real change happens. Results are more powerful than words because results cannot lie. You cannot talk your way into progress. If you go to the gym every day, your body will show the results. If you study every morning, your grades will show the results. If you work hard at your job, your performance will show the results. People trust what they can see, not what they only hear. Results build confidence in yourself and trust in others. We can see this idea clearly in everyday life. Imagine someone who always says they want to study more, but they never open a book. Their words have no power. But imagine someone who doesn't say much, but studies quietly every evening. After a few weeks, their grades improve. Their results speak. Or think about fitness. Some people say, "I will start exercising soon." But months pass and nothing changes. Meanwhile, another person exercises for just 20 minutes a day. After some time, their body becomes stronger. Their results speak. At work, someone may talk loudly about how skilled they are, but their performance is weak. Another person may stay quiet and simply do their job well. Soon, everyone knows who is truly reliable. Again, the results speak. When you let your results speak, you build trust, respect, and confidence. People trust your actions more than your promises. You also begin to trust yourself because you see your own growth. Each step you take builds your confidence, and you no longer need validation from others. Your results become your voice. Why letting your results speak is important. Letting your results speak is important because results create trust. When people see your actions and the progress you make, they naturally believe in you more. Trust does not come from big promises or strong words. It comes from consistency, effort, and real improvement. When you do the work quietly and show your progress over time, people learn that you are serious, reliable, and committed. They know they can count on you, not because you said you would do something, but because you actually did it. Results also show your real effort. Anyone can say, "I will work hard," but not everyone actually works hard. Your results are like fingerprints. They show the truth. If you study English every day, your listening, speaking, and vocabulary slowly improve. If you practice a sport regularly, you become faster or stronger. If you work with focus at your job, your performance improves. These results come from effort, patience, and actions that happen behind the scenes. People may not see the process, but they will always see the outcome. Another reason why letting your results speak is important is that results help you grow. When you focus on actions instead of talking, you learn more about yourself. You learn discipline, responsibility, and problem-solving. You also learn how to deal with challenges and how to stay motivated when progress feels slow. Each small result you achieve gives you confidence and shows you that growth takes time, but it is possible. This mindset helps you not only in one area of life, but in everything you do. You can see this idea clearly in school. Imagine two students. One always says, "I will study tomorrow," but never does. The other doesn't talk much, but studies a little every day. After a few weeks, the second student starts getting better grades. The results speak louder than the words of the first student. The same thing happens at work. One person talks about how great they are, but their work is weak. Another person quietly focuses on doing their tasks well, and soon managers notice. The results bring opportunities. This idea also fits perfectly in English learning. You don't need to tell people you are trying to improve. When you practice listening, reading, and speaking every day, your English slowly becomes clearer and more natural. People hear the difference. They can feel your improvement even if you never talk about your study routine. This is what it means to let your results speak. We can also see this in sports. Some athletes talk confidently about winning, but their training is inconsistent. Others train every day, even when no one is watching. When the game comes, their performance shows the truth. Their quiet work creates strong results. When you let your results speak, you build trust, show your true effort, and experience real personal growth. You learn that progress comes from action, not promises. And slowly, without noise or bragging, your results become your strongest message. Why do people talk more than they act? Many people talk a lot about their goals, but they do not always act on them. This happens for many simple psychological reasons. One common reason is fear. When people feel afraid to start something big, they often talk about it instead of doing it. Talking feels safe. Starting something new feels difficult. For example, a person may say, "I want to start a business," but they never take the first step because they are afraid of failing. So, talking becomes a way to hide that fear. Another reason is excitement. When people get a new idea, they feel happy and full of energy. They want to share the idea with everyone. They talk about their plans, their dreams, and what they want to do in the future. This talking gives them a good feeling, almost like they are already making progress. But sometimes, this excitement does not last. They enjoy talking, but they do not enjoy the hard work that comes after the talk. So the dream stays a dream, and nothing changes. People also talk too much about their goals because they want to impress others. When someone says, "I will learn 3 languages," or "I will lose 10 kilos," they want to look confident or strong. They want others to think they are motivated. But the truth is, saying these things does not make them real. Sometimes, people want the praise that comes from talking, even before they start doing anything. Talking becomes a way to get attention without making real effort. There are also everyday habits that make this problem bigger. Many people are used to talking about what they want, but they are not used to planning or doing the small steps that a goal needs. For example, someone may talk for many days about wanting to learn guitar, but they never buy a guitar or practice even for 5 minutes a day. This habit makes goals feel like distant dreams instead of real projects. Talking replaces doing. Social media also plays a huge role. Today, people like to post about their goals online. They share that they will start going to the gym, or that they will start a big project soon. They get likes, comments, and support from others. This attention feels good, and sometimes it feels like enough. But after the post, many people stop working on the goal. They already received the feeling of success from the attention, so the real action feels less exciting. Social media can make people talk more and do less because sharing becomes easier than working. All of these things, fear, excitement, wanting to impress, habits, and social media, can stop progress. When people talk too much about their plans, they sometimes feel like they already did something. This makes it harder to start real work. The more they talk, the more the mind believes that action has already happened. In the end, the goal stays far away. This is why it is important to understand these reasons. When we notice why we talk too much, we can choose to talk less and act more. When we do that, we make real progress instead of only speaking about it. How to focus on actions, not just words. To focus on actions and not just words, the first step is to set small and clear goals. Many people create huge goals that sound impressive, but they feel too big to start. Instead of saying, "I will become fluent in English this year," you can set a smaller goal like, "I will listen to English for 10 minutes every day," or "I will learn 5 new words today." Small goals are easier to understand and easier to complete. When your goals are simple, you feel less pressure and more motivation. Small goals lead to small wins, and small wins create big results over time. Another important part of focusing on actions is taking small steps every day. You don't need to make big changes in one day. You only need to take one small action. When you repeat that small action every day, it becomes a habit. For example, reading one page of an English book might seem too little, but if you read one page every day, by the end of the month you have read 30 pages. That is real progress. Small daily steps are powerful because they are easy to keep and they slowly build the results you want. Being patient with the process is also very important. Results do not come overnight. They take time, effort, and many days of practice. When you focus on action, you learn to enjoy the journey, not just the ending. You start to understand that every time you show up, even for a short time, you are growing. Patience helps you stay calm when progress feels slow. It reminds you that improvement is happening, even if you cannot see it immediately. When you are patient, you do not give up easily. Sometimes, keeping your progress private also helps you stay focused. When you talk too much about your goals, you may feel pressure from others' expectations. By keeping your goals and progress quiet, you protect your motivation. You work for yourself, not for applause. You don't need to explain your plans. You don't need to show your results before they are ready. Quiet progress is powerful because you are free to grow at your own pace, without stress or judgment. When the results come, they will speak for themselves. Showing your work through actions instead of promises is the heart of this idea. Promises sound good, but they don't create change. Action does. If you want to improve your English, show it by practicing regularly. If you want to get healthier, show it by exercising and eating better. If you want to start a personal project, start with one small step today. When people see your actions, they understand your commitment without you saying anything. Your actions become your message. Focusing on action means shifting your energy from talking to doing. It means using your time to take real steps instead of imagining or describing your goals. With each small action, you build discipline. You build confidence. You build results. And slowly, you become someone who does not need to talk about plans because your results show the truth. This is how you grow, how you improve, and how you let your actions guide your life. How to let your results speak. Letting your results speak is a simple idea, but it needs discipline and clear habits. One of the best ways to start is by setting small goals. Many people try to reach something big too fast, and then they feel tired or lost. Small goals are easier to understand, easier to do, and easier to finish. For example, instead of saying, "I want to become fluent in English," you can set a small goal like, "I will practice English for 10 minutes every day." When you reach small goals, you build confidence and slowly move toward bigger results. Small steps create big change over time. Another helpful way is to make a daily plan. A plan gives direction. Without a plan, you may feel confused, or you may waste time thinking about what to do next. A simple daily plan can include only 2 or 3 tasks. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, your daily plan might say, walk for 15 minutes, drink more water, and do 5 push-ups. When you write the plan, it becomes easier to follow. When you follow the plan, your actions become stronger than your words. It is also important to focus on action. Sometimes we think too much about doing something instead of actually doing it. Thinking is useful, but too much thinking can stop progress. When you focus on action, you tell yourself, "I will start now, even if it is not perfect." For example, if you want to start writing, just write a few sentences a day without worrying about mistakes. When you take action, even small action, you move forward. Talking does not move you forward, but action always does. Tracking your progress is another key habit. When you track what you do, you can see your results clearly. This motivates you to keep going. You can use a notebook, an app, or even a simple calendar. Each day you complete your task. Make a small mark. Over time, you will see a long chain of marks, and this will show you how far you have come. For example, if you are learning English, you can track how many minutes you study each day or how many new words you learn each week. Your progress becomes visible, and this is the moment when your results start to speak for you. Another powerful idea is to share your results when they are ready, not your promises. Many people talk about what they will do, but very few people show what they have done. When you wait until you have real results, your work becomes more meaningful. For example, instead of saying, "I will start learning how to cook," you can quietly practice cooking for a few weeks. Then one day, you share a picture of a meal you cooked or invite someone to taste it. This has more power because it shows real effort and real skill. When you share only results, people trust you more because they can see your actions. Avoiding unnecessary talking is also important. Talking too much about your goals can reduce your motivation to work on them. It can also make you feel tired before you even begin. It is okay to keep your plans private. You do not need to announce every goal to friends or on social media. Save your energy for action, not for explaining. Silence can be a strength, and it allows you to focus without pressure from others. Imagine a student named Lena. She wants to improve her English, but she does not tell anyone. Every night, she listens to podcasts for 10 minutes and practices speaking alone in her room. After a few months, her friends notice that her English is much better. They are surprised because she never talked about studying. Her results spoke for her. Or think of a man named David who wants to get stronger. He does not post about exercise online. Instead, he walks every day, lifts small weights at home, and eats healthier food. After 6 months, people start to ask him, "Have you been working out?" His results speak louder than any words he could have said. Letting your results speak is about quiet effort, steady action, and patience. When you set small goals, make simple plans, focus on action, track progress, and talk less, your work will show itself. You do not need to convince anyone with promises. Your results will do the talking, and they will speak more clearly and more powerfully than words ever can. How to stay quietly confident. Quiet confidence is a special kind of confidence. It is different from loud or showy confidence, where people try to prove themselves by talking or showing off. Quiet confidence comes from knowing your abilities and trusting yourself without needing others to notice. It is calm, steady, and strong. People with quiet confidence do not feel the need to tell everyone what they can do. They just keep working, learning, and improving. Their confidence is quiet because it does not depend on praise or attention. It is inside them, and it shows naturally in their actions. One way to stay quietly confident is to focus on your own progress instead of comparing yourself to others. Many people lose confidence because they see someone else doing better or faster. But when you pay attention to your own steps, your own results, you can feel proud without showing off. For example, if you are learning English, do not worry about how fast your friend is improving. Notice that you studied every day, practiced speaking, and learned new words. This focus helps you feel confident from real work, not from others' approval. Another way to build quiet confidence is to prepare well and practice regularly. When you know you have worked hard and done your best, you feel naturally confident. This does not mean you are perfect. It means you trust yourself to handle challenges. For example, a student who prepares for an exam by studying a little every day feels ready on the exam day. They do not need to brag about their preparation. The results show up in their performance, and that is more powerful than words. Quiet confidence comes from this inner trust in your effort and preparation. Results naturally earn respect. When people see what you can do, they notice your abilities without you needing to say much. For example, if you want to get fit, exercising every day and eating healthy food will show on your body and energy. Friends and colleagues will see the changes and respect your dedication. You do not need to post it on social media or talk about it constantly. The work speaks for itself. When you focus on real action instead of words, respect comes automatically. It is also important to trust your progress. Sometimes you may feel impatient or compare yourself to others, and your confidence can shake. But quiet confidence grows when you trust that every small step adds up. Even small daily actions, like practicing English for 10 minutes or writing a page a day, create real results over time. Remind yourself that success does not happen overnight. Trusting your process keeps your confidence steady and calm, even when things are slow. Staying quietly confident also means avoiding the need for constant approval. You do not have to ask people if you are doing well or seek praise for every small achievement. Instead, feel proud inside and keep moving forward. People who are quietly confident can handle challenges and criticism without losing belief in themselves. Their confidence is based on what they do, not what others say. Many stories can help explain this idea. Imagine a young artist, Sarah, who paints every day but never posts her work online. After months, she enters a local art show, and people admire her paintings. She did not need to tell anyone she was improving. Her quiet confidence and daily effort earned respect naturally. Or think of Tom, who wanted to run a marathon. He trained early every morning, followed his plan, and avoided talking about it to others. When race day came, his strong performance surprised his friends. His results spoke for themselves, and he felt quietly confident, proud of his preparation. Quiet confidence is about trusting yourself, focusing on action, and letting results do the talking. It is calm, steady, and powerful. When you practice quietly, respect and recognition will come naturally. By focusing on your own progress, preparing well, trusting the process, and avoiding the need for constant approval, you can stay confidently quiet. Your actions, your results, and your steady effort will show your strength without a single word of boasting. Let's look at some real-life examples to understand what it means to let your results speak. These examples will show how quiet action and consistent effort can create real progress. By seeing these stories, you can imagine yourself doing the same in your own life. First, let's talk about a student learning English. Imagine a student named Maria. Maria wants to speak English well, but she does not tell everyone about her goal. Every day she listens to short English podcasts, writes a few sentences in her notebook, and practices speaking in front of the mirror. Some days are difficult, and she makes mistakes, but she continues quietly. After a few months, her friends notice that she speaks more confidently. Her English has improved. Maria did not tell people, "I am going to be fluent in English." Instead, she let her progress show naturally. Her results speak louder than any words. Now, think about an employee named David. David works in an office. He wants to become better at his job, but he does not brag or talk too much about his plans. Instead, he arrives early, learns new skills online, and always tries to help his team. Over time, his manager sees his dedication and begins to trust him with bigger responsibilities. David's quiet hard work creates opportunities. People notice his results, not because he said, "I am hardworking," but because his actions proved it. Next, let's imagine an athlete named Sarah. Sarah wants to run faster, but she does not post every training session on social media. She runs every morning, follows her training plan, and pushes herself a little more each day. Other athletes may talk about winning races, but Sarah focuses on practice. After months of consistent effort, she improves her speed and endurance. At her next race, she surprises everyone, including herself, with how well she runs. Her results speak for her hard work. This shows that consistent action, even in silence, can lead to great success. I also want to share a personal story that can help you relate. When I started learning English, I sometimes felt nervous about speaking. I wanted to improve fast, but I didn't want to feel judged. So, I decided to focus on actions rather than words. I listened to short podcasts every day, repeated sentences aloud, and wrote small paragraphs. I did not tell anyone how much I was studying. Slowly, I noticed that I could understand more and speak more naturally. When I finally shared my English with friends, they noticed the difference. My results spoke for me. This story taught me that quiet effort is more powerful than talking about what you will do. All these examples have one thing in common. Progress comes from consistent action. Talking about goals feels good, but action creates real change. Results are powerful because they show your effort, build trust, and inspire confidence in yourself and others. Whether you are a student, employee, athlete, or learner like me, focusing on actions will always bring results. Over time, these results speak louder than any words. When you see these stories, remember that you can do the same in your own life. You don't need to explain or prove anything at first. Start small, work consistently, and let your results show your journey. Your hard work will be visible, even if you stay quiet. How to stay motivated while working quietly. Working quietly and letting your results speak can be very powerful, but it can also be challenging. Sometimes, when no one notices your effort right away, it is easy to feel discouraged. That is why it is important to stay motivated while working quietly. Motivation comes from small actions, small wins, and a clear understanding of why you are doing what you do. Let's look at some ways to keep your motivation strong. The first step is to celebrate small wins. Every time you complete a task, no matter how small, you should feel proud of yourself. For example, if you are learning English and you learned 5 new words today, that is a win. If you practiced speaking for 10 minutes, that is a win too. These small wins are like building blocks. Over time, they grow into big results. Celebrating small wins reminds you that your effort matters and gives you energy to keep going. Another helpful habit is to keep a progress journal. Writing down what you do every day can help you see how far you have come. For example, you can write, "Today I listened to a podcast for 10 minutes." Or, "Today I spoke in English with a friend." Looking back at your journal after a few weeks will show your growth. Even if progress feels slow, the journal proves that you are improving. Seeing your effort on paper can be very motivating, and it can remind you to keep going even on hard days. It is also very important to stay away from comparison. When you see other people's results, it is easy to feel like you are not doing enough. But everyone has their own journey. Comparing yourself with others can make you feel discouraged and stop your progress. Instead, focus on your own actions and celebrate your own wins. Your results are enough because they come from your hard work. Quiet effort is personal and powerful. Remembering your why is another key to staying motivated. Your why is the reason you started your journey. For example, maybe you want to speak English to travel, to study, or to communicate with friends. Maybe you want to be healthier, stronger, or better at your work. Keeping this reason in mind will help you stay focused, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Your why is your guide, reminding you why your actions matter. Finally, you must believe in long-term growth. Results do not happen overnight. Learning a new skill, improving your English, or becoming stronger in a sport takes time. It is easy to get frustrated if you don't see immediate results. But real success comes from consistency, patience, and long-term effort. Each small action adds up. Each day you work quietly brings you closer to your goals. Believing in long-term growth helps you keep going, even when the journey is slow or difficult. By celebrating small wins, keeping a journal, avoiding comparison, remembering your why, and believing in long-term growth, you can stay motivated while working quietly. Motivation does not always come from others noticing you. It comes from your own awareness of your effort and progress. When you keep going, even without applause, your results will eventually speak louder than words. Quiet effort and consistent action create real and lasting success. Common mistakes people make. When we try to achieve goals or improve ourselves, it is easy to make mistakes. These mistakes can slow down our progress and make us feel frustrated. One of the most common mistakes is talking too much about goals. Many people like to tell others about what they want to do, how much they will achieve, or how skilled they are going to become. Talking feels good because it gives a sense of achievement, even before we start working. But the problem is, talking too much can take away energy from action. When we focus on words instead of actions, our goals do not grow. Real progress comes from what we do, not what we say. Letting your results speak means spending more time acting and less time talking. Another common mistake is expecting fast results. Many people want to see improvement quickly. They start with big goals, work for a few days, and if they do not see immediate results, they feel disappointed. For example, someone learning English may expect to speak fluently in a few weeks, or someone exercising may expect a perfect body after 1 month. Real improvement takes time. Growth is slow, but consistent effort always brings results. Understanding that progress is gradual helps us stay patient and motivated. A third mistake is feeling discouraged too soon. Sometimes, when results are not visible immediately, people give up. They think, "I am not getting better," or "This is too hard." But the truth is that most achievements take many small steps behind the scenes. Quiet effort may not be noticed by others at first, but it is building strong results. Feeling discouraged too soon prevents us from reaching our potential. The key is to keep going, even when it feels difficult. Every small step counts, and your results will speak eventually. Comparing yourself with others is another mistake that many people make. Social media, school, work, or sports often make us see others' successes, and we feel like we are behind. But everyone has a different journey, and everyone improves at their own speed. Comparing yourself with others can reduce confidence and motivation. Instead, it is better to focus on your own actions, your own small wins, and your own progress. Your results do not need to look like anyone else's. They just need to show your effort and growth. Finally, one of the biggest mistakes is forgetting consistency. Some people work very hard for a few days, but then stop when they feel tired or busy. Or they practice only sometimes and expect great results. Consistency is the key to real improvement. Small actions every day create habits, and habits create results. Whether it is learning English, exercising, or working on a personal project, doing a little regularly is more effective than doing a lot irregularly. Consistent effort, even if quiet, builds long-term success. By understanding these common mistakes, we can avoid them and focus on what really matters. Talking less, being patient, staying encouraged, avoiding comparison, and being consistent are all ways to let your results speak. Remember, progress is built quietly, step by step, and your results will naturally show your effort, dedication, and growth. Learning to avoid these mistakes will make your journey easier, more enjoyable, and much more successful. Tips for English learners. Let your language skills speak. If you are learning English, letting your language skills speak is one of the most powerful ways to show your progress. Instead of talking about how good you want to become, focus on daily action. One of the best ways to do this is to practice every day, even for just 10 minutes. You do not need to spend hours studying to improve. Even a short, consistent practice can make a big difference over time. For example, listening to a short podcast, reading a paragraph, or writing a few sentences every day will slowly improve your English. Daily practice keeps your brain active in the language and builds habits that lead to results. Another important tip is to speak more, even if you make mistakes. Many learners are afraid of speaking because they worry about saying something wrong. But making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Every time you speak, you practice grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Over time, your confidence grows and your mistakes become fewer. Speaking regularly shows your effort and helps your skills grow naturally. Your voice in English becomes stronger not because you talk about your learning, but because you actually speak. Listening to simple English content is another way to let your skills speak. Podcasts, short videos, songs, or stories are perfect examples. When you listen, you improve your understanding, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Listening also helps you notice how real English sounds in everyday conversation. You can repeat sentences, practice new words, or even shadow the speaker to improve faster. Listening quietly every day may seem small, but your results will show your improvement in speaking and understanding. It is also very helpful to track your progress. You can write in a notebook or use an app to note what you do every day. For example, you can track new words you learn, sentences you practice, or podcasts you listen to. Looking back at your notes after a few weeks will show you how much you have improved. Tracking your progress reminds you that your efforts are working, even if results feel slow at first. This keeps you motivated and focused on actions, not just words. Finally, let your improvement show your hard work. When people hear you speak or read something you wrote, they will notice your growth. You do not need to explain everything you did to learn English. Your results, your improved speaking, listening, reading, and writing, are your proof. Over time, your progress will be obvious to everyone, including yourself. This is the best way to let your English skills speak. Through quiet effort, daily practice, and consistent actions. By following these tips, you can improve your English effectively while letting your results speak for themselves. Practice every day. Speak confidently even if you make mistakes. Listen to simple English, track your progress, and let your improvement show your hard work. Over time, these actions will create strong results. People will notice your skills, and you will feel proud of your journey. Remember, English learning is a long-term process, but every small step adds up. Your results are the best proof of your dedication and effort. As we come to the end of today's episode, I want to take a moment to encourage you. Learning and growing, whether in English, at work, in school, or in personal projects, is not always easy. Sometimes it feels slow, and sometimes it feels like nobody notices your effort. But remember this: every small step you take matters. Every time you practice, every time you study, every time you try and keep going, you are creating results that speak louder than words. Even if you don't see immediate recognition, your progress is real, and it is powerful. Let's take a moment to review the key ideas we discussed today. First, we learned that Let your results speak means focusing on action rather than talking about what you want to do. Actions show your true effort, and results are the proof of your hard work. Second, we saw why this is so important. Results build trust, show your dedication, and help you grow. People notice consistent effort, and the progress you make becomes your message. Third, we explored how to focus on actions, like setting small goals, taking daily steps, being patient, keeping progress private when needed, and showing your work through actions, not promises. We also shared real-life examples, students improving quietly, employees working hard behind the scenes, athletes training consistently, and personal stories of small but meaningful progress. These examples show that quiet effort produces visible results, even if you do not announce them to the world. Then, we discussed how to stay motivated while working quietly, celebrating small wins, keeping a progress journal, avoiding comparison with others, remembering your why, and believing in long-term growth. Motivation is the fuel that keeps your actions moving, even when results are slow. We also talked about common mistakes people make, like talking too much about goals, expecting fast results, feeling discouraged too soon, comparing themselves with others, or forgetting consistency. Understanding these mistakes helps you avoid them and stay focused on what truly matters. For English learners, we shared practical tips. Practice every day, speak even if you make mistakes, listen to simple English content, track your progress, and let your improvement show your effort. Your skills will speak for themselves over time, and your dedication will be visible in your results. So here is my gentle call to action for you. Focus on results, not words. Shift your energy from talking about what you will do to actually doing it. Start small, stay consistent, be patient, and trust the process. Your quiet efforts will build real progress that you and others will notice. Let your actions, improvements, and achievements tell your story. Words are easy, but results are powerful. Results are proof, and proof cannot be ignored. Finally, I want to sincerely thank you for listening to Code Your English today. I know your time is valuable, and I am happy you chose to spend it learning, improving, and growing with me. Remember, every small action you take today will grow into big results tomorrow. Keep going, stay consistent, and let your results speak. You are capable, you are improving, and your quiet effort will always pay off. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I look forward to seeing your progress in the next episode. Before we say goodbye, I want to encourage you to keep practicing your English and learning new ideas from Code Your English. Every episode is a chance to improve your listening, speaking, and understanding, while also learning something useful for life. Try to apply today's lessons in your own life. Set a small goal, take one action today, and watch your results grow quietly. Small efforts now will lead to big progress later. Here is a small task for you before the next episode. Pick one sentence from today's episode that you like. For example, let your results speak louder than words, and repeat it out loud 3 times. Say it slowly, then say it faster. Try to remember it and think about what it means for your own life. You can also write it in your notebook and reflect on one small action you will do today to let your results speak. This simple exercise will help you practice your English and also think about applying today's lesson. I am very happy that you joined me today. Keep working quietly, stay consistent, and trust your effort. Your results will grow and show your hard work over time. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Code Your English, where we will learn, practice, and grow together again. Goodbye for now, and remember, small actions every day lead to big results tomorrow.